Hey everyone, and welcome to part two of our interview with Muhammad. Muhammad is Virgo Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Libra Rising.
Correct, yes.
So the last question in the past interview, like where we stopped, is how do you talk to yourself? Right? We all get different situations, right?
Yeah.
Like you, we are like sponges. You know, we are sponges that like absorbs energy from other people. We absorb sometimes like things that doesn't make sense from other people, things that confuse us. When you go home, when you're like on your own, how do you deal with that? How do you like? Do you like to dive deep and like try to understand everything, or do you kind of like move on, not really think too much about the thing?
It depends the day and depends what. For example, when I wake up and I have some objectives for the day, and I didn't, and then I am in the end of the day and I didn't make them. If I am in a negative mood, I always push myself, I press myself, like why? Look how you waste your time, this and that and that. But like when I am in a positive mood, I'm like such a useless, but I can also do it tomorrow. If today I had fun, that's the most important thing, you know. It depends, but I generally I guess that these days I'm talking to myself much better than some years ago or even a year ago. You know, and when I catch myself talking negative things to myself, I'm like, no, hold on, stop it. Like today is not the end of life. Today is not the last day on earth. You know, I have tomorrow and day after. Always trying to not procrastinate, because then when you procrastinate, you never get to do nothing.
Okay.
And then it gives you the feeling of being non-productive, and that feeling is very bad for
It's
us.
very bad, right. So are you in general? Are you an introvert or extrovert?
I mean, after being a whole day meeting with people and talking to different people, sometimes all I wish is to go back home and be alone.
So you need time to recover. You need time
Yeah,
to
of
recover,
course,
right?
of course. It's
What
our
happens?
energy
Do you feel it in your heart? Like sometimes do you feel like you talk too much,
Yeah,
you listen to too much, and you feel something in you that's
like
like
tired,
yeah,
tired.
you
Like
feel just like tired.
I don't want to talk to anybody. Like I don't care who you are. If you're the coolest person in the world, like I'm done for today. Like I just want to go home.
And when you go home, what do you do? Do
What
you
do I do?
yeah?
Sometimes be alone in silence, not even watching something, not even using my phone, sometimes not even music in the background. I just smoke a cigarette and try to have a reflection, check out how the day was, what happened through the day, who I've met, who I have not, what I wanted to do and I didn't, what I wanted to do and I've done it, what I want to do tomorrow.
What about the time before you go sleep? You know, a lot of people say like this is a spiritual time of the day. You know, when you are putting your head in the bed and you're closing your eyes. Do you ever get like I don't know certain like regrets at this time? Do you ever get like certain feelings, certain like ideas?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I regret things that I did when I was 12. But they are.
Just before you sleep.
Yeah, or sometimes before the time before I sleep. But these are just fast thoughts. I mean, I know I cannot go back there and fix it, and it doesn't matter. Like, it has no more consequences, so
Yeah.
I just let it go. But for things that maybe happen, like, I really like to check out how my day has been, either in a positive or a negative way. I like to check what I've done and what not, like what happened. Yeah.
Do you have certain ideas that always come to your mind, like every night?
Yeah, like repetitive thoughts.
Are you comfortable to share one of these
Yeah.
things?
Yeah, one of them, for example, I always think that I I wanted to be a skater. Like I wanted to skate and I have never get to really be a really skater, you know.
So it's actually a big thing you really wanted to.
Yes, I always wanted to be a skater, you know, take my skateboard and go skating. I've done it, of course, but not enough to be as good as my other friends, and not enough time like to really do that, you know. Also, my dad and mom, they were against skating. My dad, because he was like, okay, this is for hooligans and criminals. You know, all these kids who are skating, they smoke weed and they drink beer on the street.
The stigma.
Yes, the stigma. And my mom was like, you're gonna break your head, your shoulder, or your fingers with that one.
Yeah.
So they never liked me to skate. My first skate, I bought it secondhand from a friend. 3 days later, it disappeared. When I asked what happened, and my dad, he told me I
Your
throw
dad
it away.
throw it away, right?
Then again, I had another skateboard. It also disappeared. And then the third one, I really buy it, a little bit more expensive, and he didn't throw it away.
Yeah.
I even took it with me to Mallorca my first year, but I barely used it because the area where I was living, the streets were not proper to skate on them. It's like Liverpool streets. They are old streets, you know, where you cannot properly skateboard.
Yeah. So let's get back to the main idea.
Yeah,
we
I
try
wanted to skate.
Yeah,
and I never
yeah.
done it. You know?
You've never done. So that's something that keeps coming to you.
Yeah,
Every day, and you
almost
feel like,
every day I think like I always wanted to be a skater, but I have never been really a skater.
Right. Is there anything else that comes to your mind? every
Yeah,
day?
sure, man.
Any big things? Any things about like life, God, I don't know, family?
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to college again to study something that I really like. I think about it every day.
You feel like you missed out. You feel like you haven't done it.
Yeah,
properly.
I really want to study something that I really like and be successful on that. It doesn't mean that I have to work on that my whole life, because I don't want to work on the same thing my whole life. I want to change every few
You
years.
don't see yourself only working on one thing your whole life.
My whole life, no, never.
No,
I don't
no.
see myself neither living in the same place forever. You know, just because, for example, Mallorca, I love Mallorca, but I thought that probably this last 2021 was my last year over there. It's not, because I'm going back next Monday. But yeah, I always wanted to do different things. Yeah, one of them is to go to college. Another one is I always wanted to be a skater. Sometimes I think I'm too old to start skating now, but then I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah.
You know, because I see people.
It's never late. It's never too late.
It's never
It's
late.
too
Yeah,
late.
but you cannot go to skate park when you're 55 years old.
I mean, you gotta be a cool dad, so people will
Yeah,
love you.
but I mean, I'm not Tony Hawk, who has been skating since he was a kid. That's why he's 50 and he can still skate properly.
Right.
You know, I'm not about to go to skateboard when I'm 50 years old and just break my leg.
Yeah. So
You
sooner
know.
than later, you should do it. You should.
Yeah. Or things like,
What's the thing behind skating? Why skating is that thing? What do you ever like question
because
yourself?
of the freedom.
Because the freedom.
Yes, I feel free when I am over a board rolling in the city. The wind in your face, to feel that the speed, the way you flow over four wheels, you know, it's about the freedom. I feel very free when I do that. And that's one of the things.
Right. Have you been in a relationship in the past? Even short relationships.
Yeah, two.
Too short. How long was them?
2 months
2 months.
officially, but with both ladies, I was like, before being officially in a relationship, I've been meeting them for years and knowing them for years, and after that as well, not for years, but like after we break up officially, we still meet up, we still talk.
Like friends.
Oh yeah, sometimes with benefits.
With
they
benefits.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes not. But yeah.
What's the thing that you look for in relationships? What's
Wow.
like have you ever thought about it? Like why
Self-esteem.
self-esteem? You want
Yes.
someone to raise your self-esteem.
No, not to raise mine. I mean, I want a girl who has self-esteem.
You want a girl who has self-esteem.
Yes. Because of course, I'm here to help people, to teach people, to encourage people, to give advices to people. But I am not Jesus Christ. I didn't come here to save the world, you know?
So you're not looking for like, okay, is that a turn off when you meet a girl who has very low self-esteem and you're trying to raise her up?
What do you mean? Like if I try to raise her self-esteem up?
Yeah, like is that something that makes
Of
you
course I
not?
tried. Of course I tried, but after 2 compliments, if her answer is negative, I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. You know what I mean? Like for example, I really like your hair. And your answer is like, oh, thank you, man. I like your shirt. That's good. But if I say, I really like your hair, and you're like, oh, today I don't even wash it, it's like, it's a negative answer. It's like you actually don't feel beautiful. You actually don't like yourself. That's why you're giving me a negative answer.
And sometimes also about compliments, specifically about compliments, some people don't get compliments.
Yeah, they are not used to it.
They're not used to it and they don't understand it. And that's a very Libra thing. If you have a Libra, you have a Libra in your birth chart, you're Libra rising. That's how you incorporate compliments in giving validation and also receiving validation from people,
Yeah.
you know? That's why, you're expecting me also to tell you not something nice, right? Like when you say,
not something nice, but just a thank you.
Exactly,
Yes.
like an appreciation. But like when people don't totally get it, I'll be like, oh, I didn't actually watch today. And you feel like, okay, but I was actually telling you this because I wanna, raise
Yeah,
yourself
because
to see-
actually I don't feel comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
So instead of being thank you, I'm gonna give a
Yeah,
negative answer to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Or like, I really like your dress, and your answer is like, oh, but it's very old dressed. Yes, so what? I like it. I mean, it suits you, it fits you, you know? So after 2-3 times, or even, for example, things that I am with a lady and I notice that I am talking because she's not powerful enough to express herself, to show herself to the world, and to show me who she is. Then I'm like, it has been 1 hour and I talked for like 55 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong over here.
And that's horoscope. That's why horoscopes can really teach you a lot about this, because some signs they have this energy it's kind of like it's a more of observant energy. They are very hesitant to show themselves up because it's a kind of protection. They want to protect themselves. They think like, sharing is they think there is power in being mysterious. While you obviously, like you and myself as well, we're very talkative. And I used to, when I was like years ago, I used to feel offended if someone doesn't really share a lot with me because I don't understand it. I'd be like, okay, they don't like me, they're not enjoying, But like again, really understanding psychology and understanding that there are different energies. We're not the same. We're not all the same people. There's an energy that makes you Muhammad the way you are today. And there are also experiences. There is also how you're brought up, but mainly the energy, And there is also other energies, which is very different than yours, right? That's why you feel drawn to other people who can speak the same emotional language like you. Mm-hmm. Let's say, give someone a compliment, they return back the compliment, they say something that's the same emotional, it feels easy. It feels like
very easy.
Like you see, like me and you, it's so easy, man. I don't feel like making any effort to communicate with you.
Me neither. I don't feel awkward. I'm not like, what do I have to say next? If I am 1 minute quiet, you're gonna think I don't like him. That's why I have nothing to say. No, I mean
exactly.
It's easy.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
And when I meet people who that's the reason why I like a girl with self-esteem, with power. And I mean, of course, when I meet a girl and I really like her, but she doesn't have that power, of course I try to raise her power up. But if it's the first time I meet you, we've been together 20 minutes, and all I get is negative answers or negative talks and negative thoughts about yourself and the environment, I'm sorry, but I didn't came here to save you. I came here to meet and enjoy time with you.
Yeah. You know what? Like something really strange. For me, that's very intriguing. Like when I meet people, like we're different in that part. Virgo and Libra. But like for my son Libra, like when I find someone who has low self-esteem, I just want to hug them. That's like the fun part for me. I would raise them up and I would enjoy
Yes, I try
raising
to,
them up.
man. But when I get to know you, I mean, if it's the first time I really meet you, and it's not the same as being shy, because you can be shy and still be, yeah, like Rosie yesterday.
Right, yeah.
She was shy,
Yeah.
but she was friendly. She was talking to us, to everybody when you go to talk to her.
Yeah, yeah.
She
There's
was
something
positive.
about the body language which
Yes.
is positive or negative, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
her attitude was positive.
Yeah.
Was not like close into herself.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
was shy, but not close into herself.
Right.
And that's the difference, you know. Of course, I really love to tell people to raise them self-esteem when I get to know you by
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But I look into a girl like, first, I'm not seeking for a relationship. I love to meet women. I love to know women. Actually, I know a lot of women, and it doesn't mean that I don't have sex with them, like maybe with one, two, from a time to a time. But like, I really like to get to know women because I like the female energy. I like the woman energy, and I think it's very powerful, you know. Men are just men, but women are something superior. You know what I mean? They get
It's where we come from, right? It's like
Yes,
where we
yes.
actually got, like
yeah,
got that from.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And a woman is half goddess, or is a complete goddess.
I think I'm gonna get a lot of like female fans after what you're saying now. They're gonna ask for your
I mean,
Instagram. They're gonna follow you because
I mean, I have 4 sisters and a mother. I grew up in the middle of a bunch of women, so I love women. Not in the sense of
you
know
just
what I
love
mean?
you love their vibe. You love the energy. There's something that draws you.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love the figure
yeah,
of the woman
yeah.
in our world and in our society, and that's why when I meet a powerful woman, I really like it. It's like whoa, and you know also what I want or what I like into a woman is a woman that she likes to do adventures. A woman that is true to herself and to the world, you know. I don't like to be lied to. You know? I think nobody does. Nobody likes to be lied
Nobody likes it, but like
to. But some people just don't care. You know?
yeah, because some people actually can lie as well. Some people
Yeah,
lie,
so
lie.
they are fake when they meet a fake person. They're like, you know, the fake smile. And then no, I don't like it. I like the genuine smile, the genuine truth. And if I'm gonna talk with you and you ask me something, okay, it's not the same that I don't tell you something, then you ask me something and I hide information. It's not the
It's a
same.
big difference, right?
Yes, I mean, you don't know how my father is called, but you didn't ask me. I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
But if you ask me what's your father's called, it's just a small example, but it's to make.
And if you don't want to
understand.
answer, you say, I don't want to answer.
I don't wanna
It's
answer.
also respectful, right?
But it's way too bad to just answer with a lie, and that's what I don't like in some women, in people in general. But if you ask me about a relationship, that's what I like. I like a woman who has self-esteem, and if it's not a big self-esteem, at least the courage to wanting to make it better, to make it raise. Then I'm gonna be there for you to raise it by talking sweet to you, by giving you compliments, genuine, not about how beautiful you are. No. Especially about your personality. I like a woman that gives value to herself. You know what I mean? Like, don't go with everyone and do whatever. You know, just go with what you feel is true. You know, like I go with a lot of people as long as I feel they are cool. You know, I also in women what I like is the fact of being strong and no need of validation.
Doesn't need validation.
Yes, especially does not need a validation from men. Then this woman is like, whoa, she has.
That's a big one. That's a really, really big one, right?
Yeah, because in our society sometimes we feel some kind of power after we have validation of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we like.
It's natural. It's not. It's,
I mean,
it's an evolutionary
Talking
thing,
from
right?
talking from my heterosexual point of view, of course, it doesn't feel the same when a man says, "I like your jumper," than when a woman tells me, "I like your jumper." It doesn't feel the same way. Why? Because I like women in a romantic way, and also to be friends with a woman. I really believe into friendship between a man and a woman. You know, I don't have sex with not even 2% of the women that I know. Not even 0.5% of the women that I know, I have sex with them. Or I had have sex with. You know, I like woman as itself and as what it is, you know, and woman is a
Again, female subscribers, hit the subscribe button and the like button, please. Thank you. No, seriously, I really admire like what you said, you know, because I think a lot of people get it wrong, and the way they look at the other sex is just sexual. You know what I mean? It's just and I always think like you know, when I meet people, maybe that's my Libra, maybe just me, I don't know, but like I always wanna keep the connection because I appreciate the person. I appreciate the person for who they are. Not because, yes, of course, because they're a woman.
Yes.
This is, of course, attracts me, but not just because of sex. I just appreciate them for who they
It
are.
attracts you, but you don't want it for sex.
Yes.
It attracts you because it's the opposite sex, and what you like is the opposite sex. So she's cute, she's sweet, she's beautiful, she has a good style. Then you just feel attracted, but not necessarily to have sex with her.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you said right now. Like, for example, at my job, where I work in Mallorca, paradise. You know, the beach, girls walking in bikini the whole day next by you. A lot of female customers. A lot of ask you what you're gonna do tonight. A lot of ask you wanna have a coffee with us tomorrow or with me tomorrow, blah blah, or let's have a walk. And then I cross by friends or my workmates. They see me and they are like, "Did you have sex with her, the girl from that table?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, we just walked around and we had a coffee or we had lunch together." And they're like, "Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you an idiot? Why? Look at her, she's super hot." I'm like, because being hot innate everything. It's not everything, you know. And not necessarily she being hot plus having a good attitude gonna make me want to have sex with her. No, because I think sex is not only sex. Sex is way too higher. You know, it's a lot of energy involved, physical, mental, and from your soul. You know, when I was 18, 20 years old, yes, of course, it was sex is sex. Let's have sex. Doesn't matter. But when I grew up, it was like, no.
There is something. There is a meaning.
It's
right?
a lot of, you know,
Yeah.
and yes,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
it happens to me that when I really like a girl and I share a night, 2, 3 nights with her, I really want to see her again. Because it's not only sex.
I was just, you know, like when I was about to interrupt you. Do you know that you read my head? You read my mind because I was about to ask exactly about
Because we
this.
are connected, bro.
I was about to ask exactly about this. Like when you meet someone casual, maybe a night, maybe 2 nights. Is it just like casual for you? Just like, oh, you got what you want, she got what you want, you don't care, or you want to see them again?
I always want to see them again. Of course, it happened to me sometimes that I like the girl, we have sex, and then it's like, wow, the vibe was not good. But it's not because it was just physical pleasure and that's it, goodbye, see you never. It's because the energy was not penetrative.
Yeah.
The energy was not matching
at
all.
There was a lot of confusion. There was a lot. Sometimes when our minds thinks a lot,
Yeah.
it causes distraction.
Yeah.
and it stops us
Yeah.
from feeling the moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of times, you know,
Yeah.
and what stops people from. Okay, so you
That's why
say
I choose wisely. That's why I don't ask for a date or to meet up any girl that looks at me like, look at this handsome guy. You know, no. Because my energy, if it doesn't match with her, it doesn't matter how cute she is. You know, and if I end up having something sexual, if I see that the energy was not completely matching, I always try to find a way to let her know. I never just disappear. I hate it.
you don't ghost people.
No. Maybe when I was 20, but I told you, like,
you learned, you grew.
yes, like, I never
Yeah.
ghost. I hate ghosting.
Yeah, me too, man.
And even, for example, sometimes, okay, I'm gonna make you an example that happened a couple of weeks ago before coming to England. I know a girl for like 10 years. I have not seen her for ages. Maybe 6-7 years ago was the last time I've seen her. Alright, a friend of her that used to go out with her in that times, she came to eat at my job in Mallorca.
Right.
This girl I met her in Barcelona, well, wherever. She told me, "Are you that guy who used to date her in 2012?" I was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Let's send her a picture, she will be happy." I thought, okay, then also give me her Instagram so when I'm back in Barcelona I can talk to her again because I have no contact with her, I don't know nothing about her. And then when I arrived to Barcelona, I told her, "Hey, how are you? I'm in Barcelona. I would like to meet up someday just to reminisce the old days." We are living like 60 kilometers away from each other, 65. So it's not that easy to meet up, especially with someone you don't see for like 7 years.
100%.
Yeah. So when I was close to come to England, I knew that right after that I would go to Mallorca. You know what I've done? I told her, "Hey, remember when I came to Barcelona I told you that I would like to meet up?"
So she didn't answer you.
No, she did, of course.
She
And
did
said,
answer you.
and she
Oh.
said, "Of course, we'll get a sit up for a
Yeah,
coffee and
yeah.
talk." But right before I came here, I knew that I will have no chance, not really a chance to meet up. So I text her, "Hey, hello, how are you? Remember I told you, like, when I came to to Barcelona, I told you, like, I would like to meet up with you, blah, blah. But since friends, family, and people that I really love and they are close to me and doing different stuff, I haven't had the time to meet up with you because family and close friends are my priority. You're just someone who I met years ago. Would be cool, but I see that I don't have time for that. I have time, but I want to use my time actually with my friends,
Yeah.
my family,
Yeah.
with myself, walking around. So I don't think I will have the chance to meet you. It's just as easy as that.
You were honest.
Yes, she didn't answer to that.
She didn't answer. She didn't like.
Not to that one. Not to that text. I don't care. You know, I waited a few days because sometimes it can happen that you text, you read the text, but something happens and you don't answer till 3 days later, 1 week later. I was like, okay, maybe that happened.
So she took like 3 days to answer you, right?
No, she didn't answer to that when I told her, "Look, I really wanted to meet you up, but my family, my close friends, and doing what I really like is my priority. I really have to search for a moment to meet you up. But I don't have time to search for that moment to meet you up because you're not into my priorities. You are someone who I met 10 years ago. We had fun together. Would be cool if we meet up. But I see that I will not make any space for that." I had no answer. I waited a few days. She didn't answer.
But there's nothing for her to answer, right? Like after this message, usually like there is.
It could be like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad that you are honest." Or,
Yeah.
"Okay, I understand it. We don't see each other for like years and years and years. You have your friends, you have your family, you have your city, you
Yeah.
have your things to do, you
Yeah.
have your traveling.
Yeah,
a
but
Gemini.
I'm sure if you had time, you'd love to reminisce the old days, right?
Yes, but I haven't had the time because I realized that she was not a priority. It would be cool to meet her up, but it's not a priority to meet her up.
Yeah,
You know, so I just told her.
yeah. You were
Which
honest, right?
Would be
And
cool, but it's not a priority.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's what really matters, right? Is just like
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. And I think also like saying no is not easy sometimes, right?
No,
Like
it's
especially
really
for
hard.
me, I know I'm a Libra, man. I'm a Libra. People pleasing is like it's like in my genes, you know. Like
Yeah.
oh, I always want to
Yeah,
please
yeah,
people.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always want to make people happy, you know. But like you need also to, as you said, you need to be fair to other persons in your life, and you need to be fair to yourself, right? And if something that just like doesn't make sense, you need to tell the person very respectfully, and it needs a lot of maturity, as you did. It needs like a lot of maturity, and I'm sure like you became better at this as the years come by, right? Than younger.
Of course,
younger
I
days.
ghost people. Of course, I ghosted people. Of course, I just like people ask me, or like we're talking about girls. A woman tells me to do something, and my answers are everything, but not a real answer to meet up.
Yeah.
I've done it. But these days, if someone asks me to do something, but I'm not really into that, I will be honest. I haven't had this in a while. Like lately, I don't know. Yeah, lately I just when I ask someone to do something, they say yes, and when they ask me to do something, I say yes. But because I learned that if I don't really want to meet up with you again, I will never be like, hope to see you again.
You're not gonna say it.
I will never say hope to see you again if I'm not really interested in to see you again. I will just like, nice to meet you, take care. You know? So, yeah.
And it does it feel better when you do that, like
Of
versus
course, I
like
feel super free.
you feel free, you feel the peace, right? And that's the feeling. I think that's the growth that we need to have in life, right? And it's an ongoing, it's a journey, man. It's a journey to really respect yourself
Mm-hmm.
and respect your boundaries, respect other people, you know, and be honest, be true to yourself, right? And it needs kind of like to really be tuned in, because sometimes when you are in the middle, you know that.
I like it, yes.
Because sometimes you're in the middle, someone tell you something, and then you feel like, you don't want to say no, but you not also, you want to say no.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, before it used to be like, oh yeah, actually I don't want to, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, when I have time, I will let you know.
Yeah.
No. You know, if I don't really want to, you don't necessarily have to be bad or an ugly person. Sometimes it's just because I see that you like this and I like that.
Yeah.
We will never match in the middle. So why should I spend my time?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what. Look at this, man. We met for 2 hours in our whole life in Mallorca. Now we are together for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's because these 2 hours were very important for the both of us. You know? Here we are together. Doing this podcast.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's really amazing.
And that's it. This is about the energy, and of course you may like things that I do not, but it doesn't mean.
What do you think the purpose of this life is? Yeah, you of course you think about this. You
Of
think
course,
about this
every day. Yeah, the purpose of life. I will answer with a sentence that my beloved friend Andy tell me, because we used to spend a lot of time after work talking about everything generally, and he always says, Moha, you always searching and asking for which is the purpose of life, which is the sense of life.
Moha is you.
Yeah, in Spanish,
yeah.
Mohamed, Moja. But he's not Spanish, he's German, and he
Right.
cannot really. We speak in English to each other, but he hears that Spanish calls
Yeah,
me
yeah.
Mocha, so he calls me
Yeah,
Mocha.
yeah.
Do you have an answer for that? And I was like, well, I mean, if you ask people, which is the sense of life, everybody's gonna say to be happy. But what does it mean to be happy?
What does it mean to be happy? Yeah.
How do you
How
get
do you do it?
How do
get
you
happy?
do to be happy? It will be like, this is like the coaching new era Paulo Coelho that they say, leave behind people that does not serve you. Focus on yourself. But how do I leave people behind me that does not serve me? How do I focus
It's a
on
very,
myself?
it's a very
Yeah.
fluffy genre,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's the coach, the modern coach today. But and then I'm like, to be happy, but you get to be happy doing what really feels true to yourself. And he said, the sense of life is life itself. Doesn't matter how life it is. It doesn't matter how it looks like. Life is life. So that's the sense of it.
Yeah. It's about experiences, right? Like when you think about like your life, there is never like a constant happiness or a constant sadness or a constant excitement or constant boredom. It's always going in waves, right? And it's as if like God, the universe, like they want us to be always going in this roller coaster so we can learn. And every time you learn from this like downs and ups, you take a step higher. So it's a more difficult challenge, right? It's like a game, right? That's how I see it.
Every step you get, you want to go.
Yeah. I feel like it's like this life. Sometimes I look at it like a game, right? Every game, any game, there's levels: level 1, level 2, level 5, level 10, level 20, right? So it just based on you, like how do you take steps, go higher in levels? Is how faster you really realize the truth, realize the wisdom and the reason because of what's happening to you.
You must be awake. You must be awake in the present moment.
Yes, 100%. And that's what makes the difference. And because it's not just I'm awake today, but then I'm not gonna be awake for the next week. No, it's an ongoing thing. It's every minute. It's an every minute.
Once you wake up, you're gonna stay always awake, in progress. Because once you wake up, you seek for more progress.
Yes, on the general, yes, but even with this, sometimes you have lapses.
Yeah, sure, but
if
you are really awake, when you have these lapses, these ups and downs, which is natural in life, when you're done, you know that this is just momentary. You know it's not gonna last forever. Because you are awake already. It's like when you're happy. For example, right now, I feel very relaxed. I feel very comfortable. I feel good. But I know that it's not going to be like that.
forever.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that in 1 hour I will go out to the street. It will be cold. I will feel that comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to take things step by step in the present moment, because you can ask me, are you happy? Right now, yes. But maybe tonight, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tomorrow in the morning, yes. Yes. I will be 3 weeks happy in all the moments if I am present. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Just try not to think too much about the future or the past, right? And it's not easy. It's
depression, anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. Depression, the past, anxiety about the future, and that's how you're not happy. That's how you lose the present moment, and that's how it takes longer for you to learn and realize things.
Yeah, that's what. Please.
And again, like I think, like being really in the present moment and how you are open to understand, I would say the truth about yourself, truth about other people, truth about the person. Because sometimes we hold up a lot on our ideas, on certain ideas. I am right, he is wrong, or she is wrong, or she is or he is the way I think they are. They cannot be any other way.
Yeah, but that's a stigma going there.
Yeah, but you feel like from their actions, for example, you feel like dealing with someone. You feel from actions, no, their actions say it's opposite, but thinking that they're accepting the fact that the opposite is very hard because it could hurt you.
Yeah.
So it's
our ego is in there actually.
Yes, the ego. the ego is there because we, we are tried. We always like to comfort the comfort, and when you face your, I don't know, face sometimes to reach the truth, you need to face your ego and you be like, just accept the things the way they are, just accept the truth, and I think this makes a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. Like I have watched a podcast a few days ago of and the main interviewer is a guy who I really like. I follow on Instagram. I talked to him a few times. He started to follow me. He sometimes even texts me, answer my stories when something is interesting to him. And with another guy. They are both from Morocco. One of them lives in Spain, the other one lives in France. And they were talking that Islam is about finding the truth, not being right. Okay, Islam says so. But if we go further than Islam, lives actually say so.
Yeah.
Because not only Muslim people is looking for for the truth and not to be right. Because then your ego, actually psychology says so.
No.
And the moment you stop trying to be right, you're going to find the truth.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, sure, I mean, if I'm telling to you that this wall is white and you're like, no, this wall is green, I know that I have the truth is on my side.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna discuss it with you. I will try to convince you. Not to convince, but to let you know, to let you see that the wall is white, not green. But if you keep insisting, because you want to be right, it's your problem.
And it's very hard because sometimes you want to be right not just because of you, but because of your society, because of because of the family, because of the friends. Sometimes, like when you talk about, I don't know, things in the culture, things in the religion, it's extremely, extremely hard because you've been programmed to think and view things that way since you were a baby, since you were a little baby, So it's not as easy as it sounds. It's extremely hard, and you went through this, right? I believe you went through this, and what was, if I ask you, like, did you have difficult, like, what was the most difficult period in your life? Can you say like one or two most difficult periods in your life?
I mean, I have to choose. When you ask me this, I'm gonna start talking after I was 18 years old. All right, since the college and the dropout, because it's when I really start to be aware of life. Because I can tell you that when I was 14 in high school, I went to in the middle of the high school, I moved to another school to keep to do it, because my family didn't like the school that I went first, and I repeated the course because I was not really into school. Well, whatever. I got any days and this happened, but I was a kid. Of course, kids, it's like when they say, when a kid is 15, he's complaining about something and you don't show him love. Maybe when he's 35, he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks God, I found the way myself to teach myself. I mean, I grew up. Was not the perfect home. My dad was not the perfect example. My mom was giving all the love she could, but she was lacking actually love because, she was far from her parents back in Morocco.
Right.
She just had a couple of brothers living in our same hometown in Barcelona, and my father. We got a time that my father just went. So she was like
mainly your mom. Your mom was the main person who gave you love.
Yes. I mean, of course, my dad. He taught me a lot of things. He taught me I don't have to rob or steal. It's not mine. I shouldn't take it.
Yeah.
And if I find this on the street, and I can find a way to give it back to its owner, I will search for the owner. This, for example, I learned from my dad.
Yeah.
And much other things too. Like my dad was the the sergeant, and my mom was the lover. You know,
Yeah.
my dad was strict, my mom was lovely.
Yeah.
You know, my dad taught us on a strict way, my mom taught us on a love way. You know, so going back to your question, the toughest time I had was in my the 18, 20, 20, like I was feeling Mr. Nobody. And then again I started to feel myself, to be happy, to be aware, like to really be like, people like me a lot, I might be a cool person.
So why not? You don't like yourself, right?
Exactly.
That's how we started.
I started to really like myself. And then I just went to, when I was 21, I went to study something. I really I didn't had the responses I was expecting to. So I was again lost. I didn't know what to do in my life. It was winter time, like, alright, summer season is finished.
Yeah.
I have to study. I don't know what to study. And I'm not working neither. What I can do. And I moved to Mallorca, and still was everything very cool, but myself was not good. These are what
You didn't feel. You haven't found your that thing yet.
My inner peace.
The inner peace yet. Yeah.
No, and it took me long. I would say that this was the toughest time in my life.
Just the search part.
Yeah, the moment that I noticed I was lost and I wanted to find myself. And I was like, alright, the way to do that is to move away.
Be free from.
Yes. I cannot heal when I got sick, you know?
Yeah. That's a very good one. You cannot heal yourself in the place where you got sick in the first place,
You
right?
cannot be happy the place where you got depressed.
Yeah.
You know? And the place, I mean, the whole thing, the environment, the people.
The people, yeah.
The things you are doing, your routine, probably your job. You know? It's just not really possible.
Yeah, and that's always like for me as well. Like when I moved out, and I first like lived in Germany. That was a big time for me because it's the first time ever I live outside my home country, and I see very different people, very different culture, and I'm free. And this is very important. This is extremely important. You are free, like you know, like there's nobody, like your family, your friends, like watching you. It's not like you're gonna do something bad or anything, but it's like the pressure is off.
Just smoking a cigarette in the street.
Yeah, so you really have the option to choose for yourself what you want, right? And that's when you start to really learn yourself. Like sometimes the pressure is like a lot of pressure from people, a lot of restrictions, and you don't feel peace, and you're not really feeling yourself. You may reach the same end result as you were in your home country. You may live, but you need to discover this yourself, not to be imposed or forcing you. You just need to find it yourself, and this happens from I'll say freedom.
Yeah, and that's why I moved to Mallorca, because I was like, I had the chance. First of all, I always wanted to live in other places besides Malgrat de Mar, my hometown. I always wanted to explore the world and know how it is. So I get the chance to go to Mallorca. I went, But I was like, I'm in a different world, different people. I'm learning new things, I'm seeing new things, and doing new things. But what about what I have inside myself? It was not correct yet. It was not good yet. So then I start by researching, like, you know, if you have a problem and it's an inner problem, you can run away as far as you want. You will never fix it if the problem is inside. I mean, if you don't like your job, you hate your job because your boss sucks, your colleagues is an idiot, and the job you're doing, you don't like it. Okay, you quit it and you do another job. But when the problem is inside of you,
you cannot go anywhere,
you
right?
don't run away from
you
it.
need to face it, right?
Yes.
And if you don't face it, it's gonna keep having repercussions and affecting you and
Yes.
everybody in your life until you fix it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you change your job, if you change your friends, if you change your girlfriend, or you just become single.
Yeah.
If you change your house, your city, your country, or even the continent. I mean, for example, for me, Australia is one of the most wonderful places in the world, or New Zealand. I think if I am in a really bad moment inside, I can go to live where I dream to live to,
and it can
and I
renew
will-
everything for you. Again, it's gonna be escape, not escape.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a whole new start,
Of
and that's
course.
with a new start you learn. It's always
Yeah.
like a new learning.
Of course, it's going to give me a different vibration.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. I always wanted to live in Australia. I am in Australia right now.
Right.
But so what?
Yeah.
I'm not even able or brave enough to go and talk to you.
Yeah, this makes sense. I'm just aware of the time, so of the podcast, but you know, these are really good points. Really enjoyed the conversation with you. We may have like a third episode at some point.
Absolutely,
maybe we can
absolutely.
dive deeper
I hope
into-
it's not the last one.
Yeah, of course, man. I hope it's not the last. And yeah, anything else you'd like to say? To anybody from Spain, maybe you can say something in Spanish. Maybe a wisdom about life.
Yeah, in Spanish, or I can say it in English.
Say it in English.
Yeah, I mean, just to resume from everything I said, like, if you don't feel good into yourself, inside yourself, doesn't matter if you change the environment. Of course, the environment is going to help, but it's about yourself. Like, you cannot run away from yourself. So if it's something wrong inside yourself,
Face yourself.
face yourself.
Yep. 100%. Thanks, Mohammed, very much. And
Search the truth, not to be right.
search the absolute truth, not the truth, not the evidence that
Yeah.
will keep you believing in what you believe in, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
search the absolute truth. Okay,
Exactly.
and it's very hard. It's extremely
Exactly.
hard, especially when it comes to culture, religions, and all of these like
And
fundamental
ego.
things. The ego is very, and the ego, yeah,
Wow.
it's very hard.
I used to use a lot of my ego before, and thank God I got to learn what is ego.
Understanding that you have an ego. Sometimes it's your ego speaking, not.
You know how I started this healing process some years ago? Going to search on YouTube how to be happy. And then of course you find yourself with the typical coaching person which is selling you shit. But then little by little you find this, you find that, you find that psychologist, you find that philosopher, you find that neurologist, and you really start to find the how to be happy. And this is all about to know how we work.
Yeah,
in
it's
here.
about the seek, right? The seeking part. Keep seeking, right?
Yes.
Seeking the truth.
Yes.
Right. Thanks very much, Mohammed. Enjoyed this conversation.
Really.
Thanks everyone. Like and subscribe to our channel. We're gonna post more videos, more interviews with other combination of star signs. Thank you and see you.
Peace.